Hello guys, today I have a new video for you about an audio editor. Now, if you're like me, you've probably been looking at audio editing for podcasts or for other things you wanted to do. And for mobile phones or for mobile devices, a very good audio editor is quite difficult to find. It's hard to find something like, for example, Audacity or something like that with the kind of functionality that you get with that on a mobile device. So what I've been doing is looking through some various apps to see if there's anything that is good enough for that kind of work on a mobile device, because usually you have to get it on a PC or something like that, something that you don't have the mobile aspect to, because sometimes you might be out, you might record something that you see and you think, oh, I'll upload that to my podcast or to my YouTube channel, wherever it might be, and you then have to wait till you get home to edit it properly because you don't have the functionality on your mobile phone. However, I have found an app which is pretty good at doing most of the stuff you can find on Audacity, but not necessarily in the same way, but it does work quite well, and it does have a lot of the functionality that you would find in Audacity. So I'm going to take you through it today, and hopefully you will enjoy it too. You will like it as well. Please, if you do like this video, please subscribe and share the video as well to people you think might find this helpful. And remember to click the bell as well so you get notifications along with it as well. So first of all, I'm going to go into the app, and it's called AudioLab. Nice little sound there. Right, now AudioLab has a lot of functions to it. There is a pro version, which gives you access to any updates that happens in the future, and also other things that you don't get with the basic version. But what you do get with the basic version, I think, is good enough to do most audio editing for most people. If obviously you're a professional, then you'll want to use professional software. But for people just doing a podcast who record a lot on the fly, record a lot while they're out, this could be a very handy thing to have on your phone. So I'm going to take you through some of the buttons. For example, most of them are self-explanatory. You've got trim audio, mix audio, tag editor, record audio, so you can record audio directly to the app itself. You can split it, you can change your voice, add special effects, you can do text to speech, which is okay, but it's not 100%. There still needs some work to it afterwards, so not necessarily the best thing to use, but it's there if you need it. Video to audio, which is a good idea. Takes the audio, strips it from your video so you can use it, so you can multi-purpose your content. So if you've got a video and you want to use the audio on a podcast, you can do that. You can separate the audio out, put that on a podcast, and have the video with the audio on your YouTube channel, something like that. You can use it as a karaoke. You can split the audio left and right, change the speed of the audio, remove silence, remove noise. A lot of very good effects on here. They're the ones that are marked Pro, so equalizer, channel manipulation, Pro speed changer. They're obviously the Pro things that you get when you go for the higher option. But there's still quite a lot on here to play with. So let's start with trim audio. And these are some of my podcast recordings I've got on here. So I'm going to choose one of these. I'm going to choose the virus software one. And this is it. This is what it looks like from a waveform type of thing. So they've got it all in there. Now obviously this is quite small to see. So if, for example, I wanted to remove the silence that you can see there, if I just zoom in to that piece of silence there, obviously you can see there's a silence there. If I wanted to remove that, then what I can do is I can move these sliders that they've got here, top and bottom. So I move the slider along like that to where the silence starts, and then I'll move the bottom one to the end of the silence, just there. And that is that area selected. So now you've got buttons at the bottom that you can use to manipulate that area of sound or silence, whatever it might be. You can trim it, you can delete it, silence it, fade it, copy it, and add a silence if you want to. Obviously I'm not going to do that here. So if I was going to trim it, then if I select trim, it will take that silence and it will give it to me. So if there's a piece of audio that you want to take out and use for other things, and that's how you would do it. You would trim it it trims everything outside of that you selected and gives it to you as it is. You can then save that and use it for however you might want to use it. But if I just go back, so now I can also delete it. So if I just click delete, there you go, it removes it completely. And so now I have that silence completely removed. I can zoom in, obviously, as I did just now, and I can zoom in quite a long way so you can see a lot of the peaks and troughs and of the waveform there. So you can actually be quite detailed in removing ums and ers and ands and whatever it is that you know, a lot of people tend to say things repeatedly that they don't realise they're saying until you listen back to it. So you can take those things out if you want to, and remove them to make your audio more more listenable. That's not a word, is it? More enjoyable, for example, to the listener. That's better. So that's one of the things you can do. And so you can add a silence. So if I wanted to select this bit here, I could then add a silence. So now I've got silence here instead of anything else. And I can also manipulate it in many other ways as well. And that's one of the best things I found about this particular app, is that there's a lot of the functionality you get with Audacity that a lot of other apps of this type don't have. So that's a good thing to have for a start. So if I go back to the beginning, I'll change that, go back again. So now we've got mix audio, and this is quite a good thing to have as well. So if I select the virus software app again, now it gives you some options to add additional audio to your original audio. And what this does is it mixes it together, so you've got both things on top of each other. So for example, if you wanted to add a background music to your video, or to your audio I should say, then you can click on the next plus sign and you can add another one. Now obviously this is another podcast, so I wouldn't normally do this.
And welcome to another episode.
So I wouldn't normally add another track to it like this. It would be music or something like that. But you can then say, okay, so I've added that. You can adjust the sound level of it. You can turn the sound right down to make it background music only. You can copy it, paste it, you can play it.
Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of About Life podcast. My name is Steve.
So you can add those tracks together, and you can add up to 4 different tracks to one audio file. So you can add mixtures. You can maybe manipulate it to add an interview, so that one person speaking than the other. It's got a good blend feature there, which makes it work quite well. And you've got other things as well that you can do. As I said, you can record your audio directly. That's the mix audio that I was going to show you. You can merge audio, so you can have, if I had that one, for example.
Hi guys, and welcome to the Man About Life podcast.
Actually, I'm going to look at that one in a second. I can merge that, so I can merge that to another piece of audio. So if I can add another audio to it, so for example, this one, then it will merge the two together.
My name is Stephen, thank you for joining me. Now I apologise for the noise.
And if you use the merging option, you can then have it fade in, fade out. You can have silence between it. You can use it as music or something else. You can use it as, you can add this to your phone as music, as a default alarm, things like this. There's a lot of options you've got to use there. And I'll go back again. The next thing I want to show you is something which is useful for most people. A lot of people who are doing podcasts will use this because it's quite a handy feature to have, and that's the noise remover. So if I go back to the PlayStation 5 one.
Hi guys, and welcome to the Man About Life podcast. My name is Stephen.
And as you can hear, there's a little bit of noise in the background there. So if I remove the white noise.
Hi guys, and welcome to the Man About Life podcast. My name is Stephen. Thank you for coming along.
Okay, if I increase that slightly.
Hi guys, and welcome to the Man About Life podcast. My name is Stephen. Thank you for coming along.
And if I multiply the effect.
Hi guys, and welcome to the Man About Life podcast. My name is...
You can see it is
Hi guys, and welcome to Man About Life podcast.
It is starting to break it down, that background noise, and remove it. Of course, there are lots of other things you can add in there as well, and you can remove clip samples, you can remove impulse noise, frequencies filter. So with the frequencies filter, you can change the high and low pass frequency that you want to change. So this is quite detailed, quite specific, and quite good at removing certain frequencies. Now, there aren't many audio editors on mobile devices that can offer this kind of functionality, which is why I like this one quite a lot. So you've got that as well. You can reduce the noise, get rid of that if you want to. You can add audio effects. So again, if I choose the same one again, you can add more bass, more treble, you can add a 3D effect, you can add echo, you can add all kinds of different things here. You can have, there's a de-esso, which is quite good. That takes away the high end of like S's and things like this out of the audio. It gets rid of that. So there's quite a lot of options there as well. And that is why I think that this is one of the best audio editors out there, because you have so many different things that you can use, so many different options that you have there as well. And you've got normalize audio, which will take the audio and reduce the highs and high peaks down to a maximum level. So if I want to go into one of these, like the norm, I can't even say it, you can change the peak, you can change the frame length, compression factor, the maximum gain factor. There's quite a lot of detailed adjustments you can make to the audio itself, and I think that's why this is one of the best audio options out there. Let me know what you think though. Do you use AudioLab? Do you find it helpful? Do you use it for something like a podcast or something like that? Is there any feature in particular that you love having? Is the pro version worth having? Is there anything with the pro version that you think is worth buying it, worth getting it? Please let me know. You can contact me here on the podcast. You can get hold of me here, or podcast on the YouTube channel. You can comment down below. That's going to say a podcast. You can contact me down below in the comment section. Let me know what you think. I'm also on Twitter, Man About Life Pod on there, so you can get hold of me on there as well. Let me know what you think. I would love to hear your views on this. And also, as I said before, please remember to like and to subscribe to the channel. It really does help me and allows me to create more videos for you guys. Thank you for joining me. I hope that you've enjoyed this video, and until the next time, goodbye.